Hello. Hi, Mr. Oliver. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Uh, to our viewers, my name is Malika. I'm in Techno study team, and today I'm very excited and happy to talk to our Android app development owner, Mr. Oliver. Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, doing good. It's a sunny day in Toronto.
Yeah.
It's quite rare here, but yeah, doing well.
Yeah. So we are in New York. I think the weather probably is almost the same. And so yeah, let's talk today our viewers through, Android app, university degree, and boot camps. What we have, to offer. What is the good way to start an Android app development career? And we're very excited to hear from you. And first, let's hear who you are and what's your story.
Yeah, my name is Oliver. I live in Toronto, Canada. It's been 4 years that I've been working here. I started with working at IBM, then moved to Scotiabank, and I've been doing Android development over 6, 7 years now. Yeah,
Oh,
that's me. And I'm
oh, cool.
also the product owner, which means kind of I build the curriculum and guide the teachers to how the lessons needs to be in Android app development.
Oh, so, sounds cool. So, Oliver, I've been getting a lot of questions regarding, boot camps and universities. Uh, I understand, education is very important part of our lives. And when we make plans, it's really important, to make it efficient and also, as helpful, as rewarding as possible. So, I would like to address this question to you. In your opinion, what are the what kind of path, career path, or educational path our students or viewers should draw for themselves if they want to build a career in Android development? And what other prerequisites, what other, I don't know, requirements, and what other ways to be successful in this field?
Yeah, so it's actually it has a long answer, so feel free to interrupt me in any time.
Okay.
So if you want to get into the IT, there is in general there are three ways in general. So first there's you go to school, which is in US, there's college, or you can go to university. In Europe, I believe it's mostly university. I don't know if there's a college. The second one is you can do it on your own. And the third one is you can have some kind of a guidance, which is like I'm going to a workshop kind of a things, which is quite like a popular now within the IT field. So it's best to kind of a compare these three options among each other. So the hardest one is doing it on your own, but it's a doable option for sure. But finding the right curriculum and also finding the motivation and finding a right person to ask you a question is quite hard. So it takes much longer to learn by yourself. And also, mostly the people from engineering background can do this kind of a thing. Uh, this is one option. The second one is going to university or college, which is a mostly people that is between 18 to 20 years old would do, I would say. Uh, they go to the college or university and it takes at least 2 years, but normally 3 to 4 years to learn. And the other ones are the workshop, which is we can take from 6 to 12 months. It does depend.
We can also call it
And
boot
also,
camp, right?
yeah, boot camp, workshop, I believe. It has
Mm-hmm.
different names, but yeah, that's the third option. I can start with the university, I would recommend to follow this part. So anyone that is not like I'm ever went to university, I would recommend to them to go to university, especially if they are like I'm 18, 20, 21 years old. Because when you go to university, it's not just you learn something, it is also adds a lot of like social skill set, the benefits, like other benefits that you get it from. So it's like a life experience I think everyone should go through. So that's like whom I would recommend. But if you already went to a university, it doesn't matter which major, but you already did it once in your life, and you don't really want to go through like 2, 3, 4 years to just get into like any field, right? So I would not that recommend to go through this like path again, because in terms of like a social, it won't add that much. And the time is very valuable, because within that, let's say if the university takes 3 to 4 years, you can do it in a shorter time, and the other years you could benefit as an experience in the field. And in IT field, experience means everything. Like you don't need to have a master degree, or you don't need to have a like a doctorate, like so
PhD?
it's, yeah, PhD. You don't like really need them. It doesn't, I wouldn't say it doesn't mean anything, but in like a very unique, let's say if you do artificial intelligence related stuff, yeah, that PhD would mean something, but in general it doesn't. And like it would take a lot of time to finish this path. So that's like university path. The second one is like I'm doing it on your own. But to explain this, I can also need to mention the like a workshop kind of or what was the name?
Bootcamp?
Bootcamp guidance. So I actually did on my own. So I did learn the Android development, for example, on my own, but I was already a computer engineering student who finished the school, and like it's been a couple of years later, I did learn it. But
Did you
I
have,
knew,
so after completing the university, did you have like, work experience in the IT field and
no,
then you
I
started
did
Android?
No, I did different kind of like a kind of a 2D animation stuff, because I
Okay.
really loved movies, and I always wanted to do that kind of a thing. So I also learned that as well, and I did it. But after some time, I realized I'm more of a like a technical person, and I kind of returned after 2, 3 years to software engineering. I had a background in like knowledge, right, in software engineering, and that's Java and stuff. And I chose Android development, and I dived into it. I learned on my own, but it was quite harsh experience, I would say. And when I got my first job, I actually was not doing Android development in a right way. This first 6 months was painful. Like
Of
it
work,
was,
you mean, right?
yeah. It was really hard because I was the sole developer in that project, and no one guided me how I should do it. And when I finished the application, like it wasn't like a bug free, but I wasn't able to add any more feature because it wasn't scalable.
Hmm.
Like if I add more stuff, it was actually breaking the app. So like that's not a good thing in software engineering. The app you build should be scalable, maintainable, like easy to read code and stuff. So when you do it on your own learning, it's no one is guiding you, and you learn wrong stuff, old stuff, and that's bad. So and
Can
not
I
just
ask you
that.
something, a
Yeah.
question before we jump to next point? So you're saying you were computer science student, graduate. You had, of course, a good idea of software engineering, and then you try to learn by yourself Android development. And how long it took it for you?
Uh, I don't remember exactly, but it wasn't like a short. I think it was like
Was it a year? Like,
it wasn't a year, but it was over 6 months for sure.
all Right. So,
Yeah.
and that learning process you said was hard, and the working process is even harder because there was no one who you could address your questions and to, ask for guidance, correct?
Um, at the time, like if I wanted to, maybe I could have found, but it's not like a school or something because you can find people online and you can post your questions there, but you don't get answered quickly, and it's a problem. Like if you get your answer in 1 or 2 days later, in this like once you get into like a learning this IT stuff, when you face like a problem, you want to fix it immediately.
Yeah.
Even like at the day after is a problem because it doesn't leave your head. At least for me, but and it not just this like being I wasn't learning properly, I would say, but I was a person that had the like a software engineering background and stuff like that's how I still kind of a struggle. For other people, that's a big problem because they will lose their motivation. Like it's not that easy as it's like people say like there's a like a YouTube you can learn stuff. It's not that easy. And you will like take breaks. You're gonna say, okay, 1 or 2 days I'm just gonna rest. What's the problem? No, it's not. Like once you start taking breaks, after some point you're just gonna stop and not do it. That's one problem, motivation. And the other thing is when it comes to online tutorials, it's kind of a like endless pit. Like you can just learn and learn and learn. You don't know exactly like where to start and where to finish. Like and you could like kind of learn stuff repeatedly, right? Because the curriculum or the stuff that you see is not like a start to finish. You generally do something, then jump into another, and you maybe see stuff again and again and again. And some could stuff could be outdated. Like even a year old documents, like videos, could be outdated in Android development because it's like changing. Not everything changes, but like points that you see that could have some of them changed and you wouldn't like know it. So that's like quite hard to do. It's not like as easy as everyone says. Like I'm just doing. No, it would, even if you can do it, it's gonna take quite time. Like at least like I'm over a year if you do it very well. Like and I can say for Android development for sure because um when the like curriculum is built and stuff, it still takes 7 months, and it's like quite, I have to put it like a lot of lessons and stuff.
Mhm.
So on your own, it's gonna take much longer. So that's like another path. I'm not saying it's not doable, but if you do it, at least like you should have some kind of an engineering background first of all, and the second thing is you must not lose your motivation because it's gonna be a bit painful and it's gonna take time and etc. But if there's the third options, which is like again not in US, Canada, Europe, I think in every part of the world it's quite popular now, which is like I'm doing the workshop or boot camp, like this kind of a schools. And I would say these are still schools, but they are fast-paced schools, I would say. In work environment, you have fast-paced environment. So this is also fast-paced. What it does, it's instead of showing a lot of, for example, in the university, when you study the computer engineering or like you don't just see software engineering, you see even like you learn language stuff, some kind of a physics, math, then like some hardware stuff, like a lot of operating systems, blah blah blah. There's a lot of stuff that you learn. That's why it takes like 3 4 years. um, in boot camps, it's generally just straight to the point. It takes you from somewhere, and its goal is to lead you to the destination as soon as possible, but best as possible. It's not just like let's quickly get there. It's also tries to do it the best way possible. So when you jump into do like your position, you land to the position and start working as an Android developer, you should not struggle doing the job, daily jobs. So the stuff that you learn throughout the course is also the stuff you're gonna do in your work environment, and especially at the end of the like a workshop, the bootcamp, we have some kind of a like projects that we mimic the work environment with the Jira, the project, with the pull requests using the GitHub and stuff. So it's the idea is not to land person to the job. The idea is also to make them be able to like comfortably work in that work environment. So that's the like a boot camp workshop, kind of a short education paths. And in IT field, I don't know if there is many others in different fields. I know like short programs for different fields there are, like you want to be technician or stuff like they teach you shorter time. But in IT it's quite again like popular, and it's also working. Like you can see a lot of people in our field that either learn by themselves or coming from a workshop or like a different kind of they took lessons. Even like if you do like Udemy, that's like still you are learning through a like a course education thing. But what's the different like doing this kind of a workshop or the bootcamp from the Udemy or different online education packages that you could buy. That also goes like you have to be quite motivated. You need to like also there are teachers that you can ask questions, but they will answer after a while. In boot camps, it's the school environment that you get. That there's, let's say, for example, for Android, the schools, the classes are quite small, so 25 people. But like you would get people, students like yourself. You will have mentors. You will have the instructors that you can ask questions within the same day. It tries to be answered, and you would do projects like you can like get into the like online channels with different students. You can study together. So it's like a better studying environment. And again, the curriculum is always up to date. So anything that you see is most up to date. And then you do a lot of projects and do kind of an intern thing that you work on the projects. Your CV gets, I wouldn't say prepared, but like you get
it
help.
will start building itself, right? Because
Yeah.
you have knowledge now, you have internship experience. Now I think you are ready to start from somewhere.
Yeah, and
Right.
like also you get to do the mock-up interviews and stuff. Like you like how the intern how the interviews are gonna be, and also like you see other students also gets into interview. You learn from them, and like it's our second batch for Android development, and the first one is like anyone that got into the market, they was able to find job. It's been over a year now. We have the second batch, and we are hoping to do the same, like 100% success rate. Uh, and also like our classes are small. We don't make them too big. But yeah.
All right,
I hope I
yes,
could
yeah,
answer
we
it.
will
Yeah.
come to that point. But before, I would like to just summarize, for example, me, I don't have any computer science background, and I today decided to become an Android developer. So you are suggesting there are three ways. First of all is I can go to a university, but since you mentioned that, if you already have a university degree, you wouldn't probably want to spend 3 to 4 years again, for this career, because I already did my bachelor's degree, I did my master's degree, and really, to be honest, I don't want to go through that again. I mean,
Yeah,
as much as I
exactly.
love Android development, I don't think I would be, willing to go to spend so much money and time for that. So, which leaves me with the second option you mentioned. I can learn it by my own, but since I don't have any IT background, it might be really difficult because I will not have any guidance. And it's very easy to lose your motivation here because, like, yeah, I have internet. I could just, go to some, I don't know, forums. I can just, ask my question. But again, if I'm not getting it right away, if I'm not learning, if I'm not spending, 4 to 5 hours every day trying to, to learn everything from scratch, probably again, I would lose myself there because I don't know what's going on. And so here, I think it leaves me with the bootcamp option, like in my situation, because as I said, I don't want to go to university because I've been there for like 7 years or like 6 to 7 years. And then I cannot do it by myself. I wish I could, but again, it's going to take time. Probably you said it may take up to 1 year to learn it by yourself, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not very disciplined person, so I don't think I will be able to do it. And bootcamp. So in bootcamp, what I would get, first of all, it's short. So, by the way, our Android development is the longest bootcamp. I mean, in terms of time, in terms of like period, it's our regular courses are 6 months, but especially for Android, you said it cannot be less than 7 months because again,
Yeah.
it's development, right? And it's yeah, it might be more challenging, and there might be some more stuff to learn. So I would spend my 7 months at least for Android Bootcamp. What I would be getting from you as you are the owner of the product. So you tell me, I will get what, every day 3 hour classes from Monday to Friday, or
Mm-hmm. For Monday to Friday, uh, we have 3 hours lessons. We
Mhm.
also have 1 hour mentoring sessions before the lessons. So it's optional, but it's recommended to come to mentoring sessions. So if you were not able to do your homework or you have a question, you can ask the mentor about those. And they also, if no questions, they would do kind of a sample project or go through the last lesson.
Mhm.
So it's like a repeating process. And apart from that, we have homeworks, and we have another session on Sundays, but it's not like every week. It does in general we have, but so in those sessions we would either do some kind of a soft skill stuff, or we would have a project that mentor again would do, which is 2 sessions, takes 2 hours. So that's the like general structure. And as you can see, it's like a lot of hours, just the lessons. Apart from that, you need to spend ideally 2 to 3 hours on your own, either to go through the lessons again. Like I wouldn't say to go entire lessons, but just to like what did we see, what did we do, for example, yesterday, before going to the next lesson, right? And do your homework. So it would take 2 to 3 hours of yours to every day.
so
So
basically, if I'm starting a boot camp, it sounds to me like a full-time job because you said at least I will be having 20 hours of classes, and then I have to spend at least 10 to 15 hours on my own. So it's almost, making 40 hours, and it's not also easy. So uh
yeah,
yeah,
um, it,
it's
the 40 hours is like the best, but I would say you can do it in 30.
okay. All right. And then I will be getting this much information, this much classes during for 7 months. And you also mentioned about internship because I really liked your first sentence when we just started. You said in IT experience is gold.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So walk me through that, please. Internship process. So what are students doing?
In terms of like internship, when it comes to Android projects, they like so there are like projects that are real world projects. So they're actually not going to be part of those projects because even if you do an internship in a company, they wouldn't really still put you into the real project. They will let you to like look at it, but they wouldn't kind of like give you much in that code base.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so but in here, when we're gonna do, so there are like two main things that we're gonna do. One is uh how to put it, like your kind of what was the like school end project, if graduation project, like you're gonna do it on your own.
Capstone,
That's
like capstone project.
I could be, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know the term, but like a
I
graduation
think.
project. So yeah, that's like one thing every student is gonna do, which is like a very useful when it comes to interview, because in the interviews as an Android developer, you get to like you might get a kind of a task. They call it home take assignment, and you do this, and then in the interview they ask you a question about it and you explain how you wrote those projects. So that's kind of a like doing a graduation project is very important. And the second thing is that like especially in the last like a month, we will be doing the like throughout the whole course you actually work on Android. It's like it doesn't have to be a real project. When it comes to working on the real project, sometimes you do repetitive work, which is not good. But in the workshop, you learn different part of the Android development all the time. So it's not like you are not doing internship. It is actually when you land first internship as an Android developer, generally don't know about Android development and they learn there, like how Android development works. So it's the similar. So you can say it's 6 to 7 months of internship experience you get in here, because constantly you learn about Android development, you do different tasks in Android development, right? But at the end, what we do is the most important. It's not just internship, it's actually the real work environment as a software developer, like as an Android developer. You will get stories, you will get like a Jira board, you will have your like a GitHub repository, and you will get tasks in Jira that you need to complete, and you will create PRs, and it's gonna be reviewed, and then like you will be just doing whatever you do in real company, right? That's one thing. And you will also gonna like see how the sprint works, how agile works. You're gonna be part of the grooming, every like other agile ceremonies that you're gonna see. So that's also like a also important thing. But when it comes to like so this whole process gives you a couple different like one helps for the interviews. That's very important. The second is how you're going to do Android development job in real company. And the third one is the general internship, like throughout the whole curriculum, you actually do like learn every other part of the Android development. So when it comes to our like boot camp, when you finish it, you become like a junior Android developer. You can still call it like I recommend always people not to call themselves junior. I feel like it sometimes give wrong impression. It's best to just call yourself Android developer and let them decide if you're junior or not. But I'm not saying like you will have a lot of experience. No, you will get the experience in the company when once you start working, but you will have the same, not just same, actually, when you finish university, there is one like a gimmick when it comes to universities. They teach you like they guide you, they give you documentations, but most of the stuff are always introduction. Like
Okay.
you learn basic stuffs. You need to add on top of it on your own.
All
And
right.
like I have people around me that finishes the colleges or even universities, they once they finish, they still don't fully know what they're gonna do
All
because
right.
throughout the university they haven't chosen the path, right? They haven't decided, and it's not like small portion. There's a lot of people like this. So even if you go that path, like you still need to do a lot of by yourself. So that's the thing, right?
When you're explaining the, the portfolio before graduation, that really reminded me of my master's degree because it was, that much intense, and still I'm just understanding that through this bootcamp, you still have to learn a lot and then prove for you, like for instructors, that you are good enough to go to the, job market. And that's also somehow like you have to earn that certificate. It's not like you just, attend the classes, pay the money, and you're good. That's not how it works. That's
mm,
what I'm
mm,
understanding, right?
yeah, that's for sure. Uh I always say that when it comes to this, like a boot camps or workshops, it's not like okay, I just said started it and that's it. Starting it is 50% for sure, but the rest 50% is hard.
Mm-hmm.
You need to study, and it's not like if you need more time, you need to study more. It does depend person to person, right? So
All right.
uh, everyone, maybe someone needs to take 4 hours to just to learn something. So it is different for everyone, but you need to do the homeworks. You need to be there for in the classes, and you need to do the last portion, the project and stuff. Then yeah, you finish. And there's also once you do this, I always there's certain people I would say okay, you already go to the market, and they would still say, okay, I don't know enough, I'm gonna study a bit more. We faced this issue also in the first batch, but once I would say your instructor tells you to go to the market, you should go, because it's an imposter syndrome that everyone would have. In the even 10 years, 20 years experienced people could have this feeling that they are not good enough. But once you get into the job market, you go 1, 2, 3 interviews, and you start learning and seeing how this works, what they ask, what are the questions. We will also prepare for the interviews sample questions, what could they ask, so you would be prepared. But once you get the hang of it, it gets easier, and then yeah, that's one step. Then the second
All
is
right.
the work environment, and the first 6 months still gonna be a bit harder than
Mm-hmm.
but after 6 months, it's just gonna be another day.
All right. Okay. Sounds great to me. I think we try to help to, our viewers to decide what steps they may take if they want to step into the IT industry. Of course,
Mhm.
since you are an Android developer, you created. I mean, you suggested the path that you think is works the best. And again, we understand that this depends on like individual case. Everyone needs to decide by themselves, but I think your suggestions and your insights will be helpful just to have an idea where they should start from, how they should go if they want to be successful in the IT industry as an Android developer or any IT job that they are planning to start, right?
Yeah, so apart from the university path, you either can learn by yourself or you can do this kind of boot camps. And most of the boot camps, you would have free 2 weeks that you can join and see how it goes. You can always try and see if it's gonna work for you or not, if it's worth the effort, and then make a decision. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
there are options.
Sounds great. All right. Thank you, Oliver, for being with us today. Thank you for your time and for your great insights. And hopefully, our session, our video will be helpful to everyone who wants to start a career in the IT field. All right. Thank you so much. And hi from New York to Toronto. All right. Bye bye. Take care.